If you're new right here, hit that subscribe button. What time is it? 10:31. If you're new right here, hit that subscribe button. Oh, let's go! If you're new right here, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like for that snipe, bro. Brother. What? Oh, I have to go to the top. Told you guys I was new. Something good happened if I die.
house. This house isn't popular because people think it doesn't have enough loot, but there's actually 3 weapon spawns in the roof alone. So after I loot the house, I break everything that's one hit inside of it, and then I break the wall to go out the back. You should always leave your first house with a couple weapons and at least 4 materials. From here, I take kills that's obviously looted, and I decide to push through the house to get to the roof so that I have a high ground. As you hear my neighbors below me, they're shooting at each other, and I grab my gun and I run away. This is how I get my first clear without taking any damage. After solely I see that one dies in the kill feed, so I run to the other as fast as I can. I start building the fort. I got my random to the other place.
Idiot.
So I waited very patiently till he stood still and then landed a very much needed headshot on him. I see all of his loot from the campfire, which made me
Oh, they're bandits back there, right?
another player was still above me. I applied pressure to both of them at the same time while I pushed the guy closest to me. He then shoots me down with a rocket, but disengages to create distance. I continue to build up. I reset as well and took the time to build up just a little bit. He continued to spam me with rockets, but I continued to build and protect myself from the damage. Then the other player decided to start spamming me as well. As I began taking fire from above me and to the side of me, forcing me
second in a build battle. Carbides are the guys that try to be a team player, but they just aren't that great when left by themselves. Also known as the occultist noob leader, the Carbide is truly a marvel in the world of Fortnite. Next up is the Battle Hawk. You thought that this dude had a voice like he smoked a pack of camels and has been trying to quit smoking forever. Screw you, man. I can quit anytime I want. But he's actually not the chain smoker you thought he'd sound like, but he actually sounds like he's fine. You'll either see this guy spending forever trying to place down a wall and stairs, or he'll place down a dozen pieces all in a matter of seconds with no clue as to why he placed them where he did. This is a player that's trying to get the no idea what he's doing. He can get killed when he gets a hold of a decent AR, but when he comes to build or he just falls off and kills himself before the point of the chance to shoot a bullet into his Let's talk about the Technic skin. This is the 9-year-old kid who actually still thinks he's playing Splatoon 2. Sorry, buddy, this is not Splatoon. The skin is just dope. Either the dude rocking this is a man of culture, or like I was saying, he literally just liked the pretty colors and went for mom's card immediately. There's no Next up, we've got Zoe. So this skin just screams annoying to me. Sometimes all of what I'm saying is annoying and it's just a girl. Other times I'm hearing, got any extra AR bullets and can I get some half shields and bandages a dozen times per hand? The Zoe of your squad is the one that's going to major battle between your squad and another squad to go open up a shiny chest nearby. Also, she's a hoe. She's the type of person to loot a person immediately after killing them, even if there are a million other opponents nearby ready to gun her down. Zoe also just does not care about teamwork. It's all about herself. If half her squad is down, but there is a supply drop falling nearby, you can bet your ass run over to the spot marked where the drop will land. Next up, we've got the Valor skin. Either Valor is a girl, and all of what I'm about to say is
Wow! This game is so doo bro.
big breastplates making his roof edited.
Wow. So you're telling me that you went through right through that, and I couldn't tell where he shot.
all that matters is that he was able to successfully start the Take the L dance. He thrives off of humiliating his opponents, but unfortunately he's pretty bad, so he never manages to get another kill to take the L's in one game. But this man is so obsessed with the Take the L emote that apparently he was doing it while he was in the womb. They checked the gram to see if it was a boy or a girl, but what they found was incredible. It was the silhouette of the Take the L dance. As for the last and final skin, we've got the default skin, the most treacherous of them all. Now, the default is probably the trickiest skin to encounter. The reason is because you will either encounter someone that has no idea what he's doing and is a complete mobile player, aka you have not seen anything yet. Sometimes kids with the default skin will switch between being a bot and being an absolute menace on purpose. They'll pretend to spend 10 seconds trying to place some stairs down, and then another 10 placing a wall behind it, and then to create an entire 100-foot monster of a build, and then with the 180 or the 360 incorporated into it. The default are an entirely new tier of species, and this area is even more lethal than John Wick's. And if you see the blonde default skin, prepare yourself. You may as well just quit the game right now, because you...
Research, we found that the map was actually covered in over 20 shopping cart spawns. Shopping carts can be found in every major location except for Anarchy Acres and Fatal Fields. We'll leave a link in the description to a map. Shopping carts are actually used all times. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe to the bell so never miss more.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamer Goal. My name's Sam, and I'm always with my Aiden for today's video. Her and I have an awesome video today for you guys, showing you how to improve insanely fast in Fortnite. We went over a lot of our old gameplay and found 5 things that changed the way that we played the game, and that helped us start getting a lot more wins. If you guys didn't know, we do a giveaway every week on the channel, where new subscribers will win their choice of 1,000 people. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below telling us what your favorite weapon is. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Coming in at number 5, we have using the replay feature to learn from your mistakes. A lot of players will say that they just got unlucky or make some other excuse every time they die. The day you stop doing this is the day that you will improve greatly in Fortnite. With the new replay system that Fortnite has added, you can now go back and analyze from 2 perspectives exactly what you did wrong. Whether you were standing still and got sniped, got outbuilt by another player, or if you were actually just... You can find out exactly where it all went wrong. Take this time to make mental notes of your mistakes across multiple games. If you're aware of these mistakes, you will make less and less every game, making you improve insanely fast.
Coming in at number 4, we have keeping up with the meta. Now this one is often overlooked by most players, but keeping up with the meta can completely change your game.
For those of you who don't know what a meta is, it's basically what the top tier players are doing in their games that seem the most effective. For example, we've always heard of using double shotgun, but we never gave it a chance. The day that we tried it and really learned how to cycle, we started learning became there are tons of metas in Fortnite right now, and we could just try all of them to see what fits your playstyle. Some examples of popular metas right now are the hunting rifle over the bolt for faster peeking and shooting, the SMG simply for ripping through enemy bases, and using the grenade launcher over the RPG because you can't outbuild it. Trying new things and switching up your playstyle can help you improve super fast and help you find the perfect loadout.
Coming in at number 3, we have stop landing on the outskirts. A lot of players, including ourselves, used to land in very safe areas. For example, we used to start a lot of our games at the architect's house by Wailing Woods. Although this was a very good place for loot, we found that we weren't getting any fights until over halfway through the game. If you really want to improve at Fortnite, you have to take as many engagements with players as you can, but it's important to find a happy medium when trying to improve as well. So instead of jumping straight into tilted or retail, find areas that aren't super popular while landing, but still have a good central location. This allows you to get great loot, lots of materials, and still have enemy players nearby. Areas like the factories near Flush and the containers near Tomato Town will give you a great setup, but still allow for early fights.
Coming in at number 2, we have taking risks and playing to improve. Any player who's decent at the game can set up in a 1x1 every circle and get some wins here and there, but players who only use this method improve very slowly in the game. When trying to improve at Fortnite, it's important to get out of your comfort zone. The more you challenge yourself in fights, the better you will get across multiple scenarios in games. So if you're a defensive player, try playing aggressive sometimes. If you're overly aggressive, try playing smarter and defensive in some games. If you're really fast, you're surrounded in all situations. Knowing when to push someone and knowing when to face up are equally important. Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone. It may cost you a couple games, but getting those experiences will help you win more games over time.
Finally, coming in at number 1, we have the secret to becoming an insane builder. Now this is really difficult to do because Fortnite doesn't have a practice range. But if you really want to improve fast in Fortnite, you have to buckle down and take the time to become a great builder. To do this, all you have to do is queue up with a friend. You guys can search a limited time game mode, duos, or squads, and then head to Moisty Mire. Within a couple minutes, both of you can farm over 500 wood and then head to a flat area. Count down from 3 and have an insane build battle with each other. The key during this build battle is to continually get or keep the high ground. We did this for about 10 games in a row and our building game completely changed. This is what a lot of pro players are doing as well, and if you do this a few times, you will instantly become way better at the game.
Anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to never miss a Fortnite video or live stream. If you want to keep up with us, our Twitter and Discord links are down in the description below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Gamer Couple. My name's Sam and I'm your host for today. You guys So today we have a high kill and highly aggressive game where I'll be breaking down every fight and how I secure the victory. What do you guys think of this type of video and if you'd like to see more in the future? If you're a fan of the short info pack tip videos, don't worry because we'll never stop uploading those. If you guys didn't know, we do a giveaway every week on the channel, where 2 subscribers will win their choice of 1,000 V-Bucks via PlayStation, Xbox, or prepaid Visa gift card. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below saying what your favorite weapon is. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Alright guys, so in this game, I'm going to be dropping Pleasant Park. Whenever I drop Pleasant, I love to go to Doghouse. This is the house that I know the best, and I always feel confident getting a gun here. As soon as I land, I get a tactical and I hear somebody below me, so I immediately rush them. As soon as I do, I light this guy up, but he pumps me for 95 damage, which is just crazy to start the game off like that. So in my head, all I'm thinking is that I have to pop him. So I go to the ground, and I pop him safely. As I'm popping them, I hear somebody above me laying C4. So I know that this guy probably doesn't have a shotgun, so I need to rush him right away. So right now I grab this other pump that was down here, and I run up the stairs as fast as possible. On my way up, I see the C4s to the left, but I have to run past them. As soon as I do, I pump him and finish him with the burst. Now that I know that this house is clear, I can freely loot it, and I can try to get my health up. I go ahead and break through this wall here, but unfortunately we don't get any bandages. Whenever getting a chest in an attic like this, you always want to cover yourself with a wall. Now that I have at least 100 shields, I feel confident pushing to the next house. After clearing dog, I always move west. There's this little house right here now I'm looted. So I go 2 ramps up to grab the high ground, and I always break this tree for some extra materials. Sometimes you can't hear the chest in this attic, so I break through the roof just to double check. With no chest being here, I want to go down to the main floor to continue looting. As I'm looting, I always break the things inside the house that are one hit. This is how you get your materials up while looting early in game. As I run up the stairs to continue looting, I see another big shield. Now I'm stuck with a really hard decision to trade my mini or my big shield, but I'm so low on HP, I know that I'm going to need both. So I make a very hard decision and leave behind my AR. As soon as I do that, I hear somebody above me on the roof. So all I'm thinking to myself is, how can I kill this guy, or how can I get above him without taking any damage at all? I place a ramp down, and I go ahead and decide to break the roof. As soon as I do, I replace it with a panel on the floor. As soon as I hear him in the attic, I go ahead and edit my floor panel, and I build a ramp up and do a quick 180. Now that I have high ground on this guy, I can decide what I want to do to him next. I cut my ramp in half, drop down, and one pump him in the face. I won that fight by making smart decisions, knowing where my enemy was, and making a play on him before he could on me. Now moving out of this house, I see an enemy breaking through someone's structure, standing still. So I pull out my hunting rifle, line up the shot, and get a nice headshot. Now I'm going to move over to his loot and kill the guy that he was fighting. As I move up to the house, I don't see the guy he was fighting, but I hear him reloading the shotgun. So right away I decide to grab the high ground and loot the guy I killed. Once I get to the roof, I see the guy standing still and I shoot at him. He instantly builds cover, but I keep applying pressure. I make the mistake by jumping down and trying to break his wall without an AR, but he immediately rushes me with a shotgun, forcing me into a 1v1 on the ground. I could have potentially died here, but my aim alone won me this fight. Instead of dropping, I could have played the high ground and not taken any damage. I always like to point out my mistakes so I can improve and make changes next time. From here, I heal up, loot real quick, and move to the center. As I move to the center, I notice an inexperienced player standing still. I decide to practice my hunting, but I aim too high. I'm very confident in my skills with the bolt, but I've been trying to improve my hunting rifle, so I pass up many bolts in this game to continue practicing. After missing many shots, I decide to AR this player, so I build around myself, heal up, and move out of Pleasant. Immediately coming out of Pleasant, I see another player in the distance building up a hill. I decide to take a shot at him, but I missed. The second I took a shot at this player, I knew that I was going to have to race him to the high ground. I make it to the top of the hill before him and see another player down below me. I take shots and almost kill this player, but the original guy steals my kill. The second he does, I take advantage of my high ground position and take a few easy shotgun shots at him, securing the kill. I loot these 2 players and then head back to the high ground. After harvesting a couple of trees, I decide to scout the area. As soon as I look down, I notice a player right on top of me. I instantly build a wall in front of me and cover myself from taking any damage. Once I have the high ground, I try to no-scope the zone just for fun, but then pull out my shotgun. I fall off the high ground, so I place a ramp on top of this player so that they can't build above me. We're now on equal playing fields and have a shotgun fight. Luckily, my reflexes were a bit faster and I landed more shots to secure the kill. From here, I make my way down the hill and notice another player. I build a platform for high ground and take a few shots with my AR. Once I realized it wasn't reloaded, I pull out my shotgun and shoot the rest of the time. After looting, I throw off a mini to pop off, and another player comes up and hits me with an AR. I immediately build and then disengage to retake the high ground. Once I reload my weapons, I re-engage and take shots from a safe place. After hitting a few shots, he hits me back, taking off my shields. So I decide to pop some minis, but he tries to run up on me. I build a tad bit higher and take shots to finish him off. After grabbing all the loot and healing up, I decide to push off the hill. As soon as I come off the hill, a player is waiting for me and tries to snipe me. I build a couple ramps up and back. positional advantage on me, so I want to close the distance. I try to push up to him with double ramp, but he shoots me down. So I immediately place floor down at me. I box myself in just to edit myself out with double ramp. I try to double ramp out, and he's just high enough to catch me out of my 180. He gets a super powerful shot off on me, but I place a roof above him so I can heal up and reset the fight. After building a couple stories up, I place a trap inside my 1x1 and pop some minis. Once I reset myself, I hear him down below me trying to break down our structures. I immediately drop down and take the high ground from him. I follow every one of his movements by sound, not allowing him to get anywhere. Every time I see him, I take shots and apply constant pressure. I finally see him turtling up, and I decide to shoot through his structures and replace them with my own. As soon as I do, he's smart enough to get out from under me and try to reset the fight. I never stop keeping track of him and notice him trying to land and take the high ground from me. I continue to build above him, and right when he thinks he has the high ground, I land 2 clean shots down at him, securing the fight. I then build around me, pop his big shield, use the campfire, and jump pad to the next zone. As soon as I'm about to land, I hear shots right outside of Shifty, so I decide to push it. I run up on some structures and hear a player looting. I build some ramps up and grab the high ground. I don't know exactly where this player is, but I know that they're below me, so I place some floors and use the edit trick to try to spot him. As soon as I spot him, he tries to ramp up to me, but I land multiple shots down on him. This forces him to drop down, allowing me to continue controlling the high ground. At this point, the player is very weak and he has no idea what to do. He tries to jump out and land a shot on me. In my position, I look down and take an easy headshot out of him. Here, I go to grab the medkit to get to full health, and another player jumps down on me out of nowhere. I edit my way out, but they still get a really good hit on me. Right now, I just need to block all damage coming my way. I place a couple roofs above me, and then some stairs to create some distance. I flip around and to get the high ground. I hit the player with a good pump shot, forcing him to back off. I continue to control the high ground and listen for wherever the player is. He edits the door, revealing his position, and I just wait for his ramp to come out so I can hit him hard with the pump. Once I do that, I have to loot him fast since the storm is coming in. I run into safety, pop a medkit, go back for the shields, and then pop another medkit and jump pad to the next zone. I realize I'm at the highest hill in the zone, so I decide to 1x1 up to get some vision on other players. Once I get to the top of my 1x1, I start getting shot in the back and realize that one of my walls didn't snap. With another player outside of Tilted shooting me as well, I now know where 2 of the final 4 are. So I pop my big shield and decide to push the guy who shot me in the back. As I push up, I see that the guy in Tilted gets a kill in the kill feed. I finally get vision on the guy I was pushing, and he's fighting someone else. So I now know where all the final players are. I drop down to a good vantage point and laser the guy below me in just a few shots. I pressure the other player with some AR shots and some grenade spam and end up getting him weak. I immediately build back up onto my hill to make sure that the player in Tilted isn't taking my high ground. When I see him still in his base in Tilted, I know that I have the time to kill the guy that I have weak. I continue raining down grenades on this guy until he caves under pressure and dies to the grenade spam. I then rush back to my hill in the zone and push with the double wall and double ramp technique towards the last player. I launch some rockets at him, but they aren't quite making it to his base, so I decide to push a little bit higher. I have a launch pad ready to go, so if he started shooting down my ramps, I could quickly place the launch and still remain safe. This player is forced to drop down from the storm, so I immediately drop lower to close the distance with my rockets. I continue to raid nades on him until one hits him and makes him super weak. I then push up and pressure him with the AR, allowing me to get that victory royale. The key components in playing aggressive and winning games are smart decision making plays on an enemy before they can make plays on you, and being confident in your own abilities and limits as a player. In this game, we realized our mistakes, practiced with new weapons, and we're still able to come out on top because we played calm and confident. Utilizing the high ground in Fortnite can help you win so many 1v1s, and I hope this video helped you guys see how effective it is in many situations. Anyway guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. If you guys are brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to never miss a Fortnite video or live stream. If you want to stay up to date with us, our links to our Twitter and Discord are down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Alright. Hold on, I'm in a match.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Gamer Couple. My name's Sam, I'm your host for today's video. In today's video, we're going to be showing you guys 5 advanced tips to become a shotgun pro. These tips are what we use in game and what the top tier players are using in Fortnite. If you guys didn't know, we do these giveaways every week on the channel, where 2 subscribers will win their choice of 1,000 V-Bucks or the Battle Pass. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Now, shotguns are one of the most important weapons in Fortnite, and they're a must-have for many situations. Shotgun 1v1s can make or break your game. Today we're going to be teaching you guys 5 must-know tips to excel in these 1v1s. Coming in at number 5, we have using building edit options to outplay people. Now this is by far the most advanced tip and the most satisfying thing to do in all of Fortnite. Building edit options are what separates great players